when Shyamji says India, actually it is Bharat lives in the villages. And until villages get empowered, Bharat cannot be lifted up. Empowering those people and seeing the smile, some of the other things that Ekal is impacting, social transformation. Much more than education, it is the social transformation, Isha ji and Soumya ji. And this is why Government of India chose Ekal for the that Bharat Peace Prize. हमारा दिल और भी ज़्यादा धड़कता है, our heart vibrates much more for our folks back in India. Actually, Shyamji Gupta, he used to be coming here pretty much every year, and he realized my potential, and he had been sending me letters, big long letters, how it will help. So we were very fortunate. We thought we have enough, we can live. So it's time to give back to the society. It was a major step, and we thank God that it gave us wisdom to take this step. Sangh inspires you to do something for the nation. Sangh inspires you to be a good person, serve the society, serve the nation, and serve the whole world.
Hello and welcome to our special show, Spotlight. You might have heard that it is not necessary to burn a fire to light up the society. A spark itself is enough. Today, I am going to introduce you to one such person who has carried a spark and brought change in the society. He is Mr. Subhash Gupta. Welcome to our show, sir.
Namaste, Soumya ji.
Namaste, sir. Also, I would also like to introduce you all to my colleague, Mrs. Isha Jain, who got the responsibility of handling Ekal Bharat channel and is also the president of Ekal Yuva BLSP.
Wonderful.
Yeah, hello Subhashi. Welcome to our studio, and it is so great to have you here. And your stories have inspired us so much that made us take your interview today. So I would like Soumya to start with the questions for sir.
Definitely.
So let's start the conversation. So we all know that you were born in a small town of Ghaziabad. So I would like to ask, where did you study and what was your childhood like?
Actually, I studied in Pilkhua, which is between Hapur and Ghaziabad, and then I went to Modinagar, and I did my bachelor's in engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, which is a very prestigious institute, and fortunately I got a scholarship to come to USA. So, and I did my further studies and got job. At that time, we always dreamed of coming back to India and trying to serve our motherland. And somehow we happened to settle here forever.
So you live 10,000 miles away from your birthplace, and you still dedicated your heart and soul to empower the poor people of India. So what made you realize that even after leaving your country and settling abroad, it is your duty to serve Indian society?
Isha ji, when you live 10,000 miles away, you get more passionate for your people. We have seen the poverty, and we still see whenever we go to India, we see the poverty and sufferings of people. It's not that we don't have those issues back in this country or any other country, but back home, हमारा दिल और भी ज़्यादा धड़कता है. Our heart vibrates much more for our folks back in India.
That's so
So
great. So who inspired you?
actually, to be honest, it is Sangh. Sangh inspires you to do something for the nation. Sangh inspires you to be a good person, serve the society, serve the nation, and serve the whole world, which in turn is service to the whole world. And that's the concept of our Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam that Modi ji brought in the G20 so beautifully.
So, what is your current role or responsibility in ECAL?
So I'm currently chairman of the board of advisor and also take care of the office operations. We have about 6 employees in the office and it's managing the office affairs. All sorts of questions come in the office. So that's what I usually do, and I also take care of the finance since I'm one of the persons who is right here where our head office is. So I can go
What
and
were your objectives when you joined ECAL, and how much have you reached to accomplish them?
Ishaji, education is the key to change. It can mold one's life. And everybody knows this thing that is the game changer. And we are here in this country only because of the education. And we always felt that would be the only way. So actually under Ashok Singhal ji, Mani Ashok Singhal ji, he made a call. If we have 100,000 Ekal Vidyalaya in the country, we will have a transformation. And
That's wonderful.
so this is where we drive our inspiration. That was our inspiration. And then he sent Dr. B.K. Modi ji to this country. And B.K. Modi ji came, Bhupendra, one of those industrialists, and he came and he was in our governing council meeting of VHP, where he made a call who would take up this job, who would take up this mission. And I happened to be in that meeting, and one of my friends, Ramesh Shahji, he said he would like to be the one. And since then, I have been with him. Mania Shyamji Gupta, he came as soon as USA chapter was formed, he came to Houston and he talked about this thing. And that created a lot of passions among us because that is the minimum we can do for our country. Try to get our kids educated, move the country forward.
So I have heard that it's been, I think, 42 years since you got married, right?
Yes,
Like, and is it true that your wife is completely dedicated to social service?
yes, she is actually on the board of directors of Seva International.
Oh, that's nice. So, like, she get inspired by seeing you, or was there some other reason that she joined this field of social service?
Yes, in the beginning, Seva International was not operating in this country, but he saw all these RSS adhikaris, they used to come and stay in our home, including a lot of BJP leaders also used to stay in our home, and she was very inspired with the simplicity of our people like Sangchalak, Sudarshan ji, Dattopant Thengre ji, and all those big adhikaris, how simple they were and how motivating they were, how much they have sacrificed for the country. Just like Modi ji, he was a pracharak and how much he sacrificed for the country. So she was inspired. We both were inspired. So she, when Seva International came about 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, she was picked up by Seva to lead Houston chapter, and now she serves as a board of director on Seva.
That's nice.
But she is in every one of these things. We are building a campsite, Texas Hindu campsite here, where we have given very large chunk of donation, and the news is there everywhere in Times of India and Dakhin Herald and Dainik Jagran and everywhere. And she's with me all the time, and with not only with heart and mind but finance as well.
It would be great to hear from her next time. We'll always we so keen to take her interview as well.
Yeah, she has never objected even once. Why am I spending so much money on this thing?
That is so great. And we've also heard that you have shut your well-established business in year 2007 to dedicate your life to the social work. This is so inspiring. Why did you do that?
Actually, Shyamji Gupta, he used to be coming here pretty much every year, and he realized my potential. And he had been sending me letters, big long letters, how it will help if I can take over the ACL USA. So as soon as I got freed, and fortunately God gave me wisdom that we have enough. Otherwise you keep working and working and working until you die. So we were very fortunate. We thought we have enough, we can live. So it's time to give back to the society. It is from this society that we have earned, we have made our living. So we owe it to the society. So it's our duty to
Such
give
a
back.
wonderful step that you have taken. That must have been a very drastic step for you.
It was a major step,
Yeah.
and we thank God that it gave us wisdom to to take this step. God, I guess, God works His own ways, but we have been truly blessed, truly blessed.
So, sir, like Ekal works in USA and in India as well. So, is the working style similar in both the places, or is there something new or different you all incorporate in the USA office?
Soumya ji, in USA we are not on the ground. We are just collecting funds for Ekal India, Ekal Bharat, because things need funds. All those teachers' salaries have to be paid. All other expenses have to be paid. So this is where Shyamji felt, and all the Indian officials felt, that we need to connect with our overseas friends, overseas citizens of India, to contribute funds. With that, we can open more and more schools and do more and more projects. So we are only doing one part, that is collecting the funds. And of course, we are guiding India into how to use the technology, how to use all sorts of tools for marketing purposes and whatnot.
So, how is the response there? How do you manage to get funds, and how is the response with the volunteers? How many employees are there? Can you share a little bit more about it?
Yes. So we have about 6 employees, And basically, it is through our personal relations that we reach out to our friends, and they in turn reach out to other friends. And we talk about this charity. We hold small functions, sometimes small, sometimes large, and we show the school videos, and that excites passion among our Indian folks. In fact, in one place I went where we had never gone, in McAllen, Texas, and people were touching my feet for doing this wonderful thing
That's
because
so
they
great.
feel
Wow.
because they feel this is such a wonderful job we are doing in
A very
Adivasi area.
noble thing to do. Yeah, it is a really noble thing to do.
Adivasi area. So
That's
empowering those people and seeing the smile, and especially I have visited these schools myself, many of them, and I know firsthand what transformation is taking place. So when it comes out of our heart, it touches people here. And not only that, some of the other things that Ekal is impacting, social transformation, much more than education, it is the social transformation, Isha ji and Samya ji. And this is why Government of India chose Ekal for the that Bharat Peace Prize.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
we got
always,
that.
always I
Yeah.
always like to call it Nobel Peace Prize of India.
It actually is equivalent to it.
Exactly, it is.
So I would like to add a question to this. I mean, another question to this thing. So you said that you have 6 volunteers or 6 staffs in your office, right? But then, how do you guys manage office expenses in the US office? Like, how difficult is it to manage the funds there?
So you will be very happy to know that we have a lot of dedicated people who give good donations, and we are very successful charity. Ekal appeals to people,
Yeah.
being education driven. It appeals to a lot of people. So we have now over 25,000 donors. Not everybody gives donation each year, but at least 4-5,000 people do contribute each year. Some of
Okay.
them may be $51 and $100 and $500. We have a slogan of dollar a day, very powerful slogan for a school. $1 a day, and $1 you cannot buy even a cup of coffee for $1. So it's a very powerful tool. So $365 for one school, and it has been very wonderful slogan. Even the school children, they can collect in their gullak $1 and give sponsor one school. So it it is difficult in a way to collect funds if you are going for large numbers, but we have been very successful with our connections. People trust us.
That is so great. That is so great.
We are very transparent. That is one very important thing for any organization, to be transparent. People see who are we.
Yes.
We give so much donations in the other organizations, our community. They see what we do. So you walk the talk.
Yeah, actually.
So then
So,
there are no doubts in anyone's mind that their money is going to be used.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
since the
always a big
concept,
question in donors' mind: is my money going to be used?
yeah, and they want to hear that where is it going?
Exactly.
They really want the proofs. Yeah. Since the concept of ACL was originated in India, so spreading it in US might have been very difficult task for you. So what programs and awareness activities do you normally organize so that you grab the attention of people living there?
So as I mentioned, we try to reach out to our friends, bring them, host some small dinners, and talk to them. Have Shamji or someone from India talk to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And
Do you
that,
organize big programs also, the events or something for
right.
to
So
get
then
mass?
once we have some group of people, then we can organize a bigger program in a
Yeah.
auditorium kind of setting. And
Mm-hmm.
then of course we publicize this event and on the radio and read newspapers and whatnot. And some places you might have 500 people, some places 1,000 people, 200 people, all size of all size of crowds. So smaller cities normally you will have smaller number of people coming to these fundraisers, and of course we give such a good value for their bucks. We have these musical programs throughout this country,
Yeah.
and people love music. Who
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like music?
Yeah,
People
actually.
love music. They come to these musical events, and through these musical events, and we have dinner as well. So
Mm-hmm.
they are entertained, they are fed, and then once they see people involved, who are these people involved, and because they hear the stories of, like when you see these schools like this, who will not be impressed? They will be all motivated to give something, depending upon their capability. कुछ
So,
ना
what
कुछ
kind of
ही ना.
experiences do you want to share? A unique experience that you might have got whenever you had an event or maybe a talk with anybody about ACRE? So, any big amazing experience you had or amazing response from your any of your friends or the donor there?
Yeah, they actually, what happened in the first 7 8 years, we were all focused on running the schools, and there were no other options available. And then all these big donors, and we usually call someone giving 5,000, 10,000, and up big donor. That's a very big amount in this country. So all those big donors, they were interested that we have been giving the schools for so many years. They would like to see some more economic development activities where their parents could be empowered. And this is where about in 2014, 13, 14, we started Gramothan Foundation. Gramothan came along. The tailoring centers, computer lab, IVDs. IVD concept came much later on, but all these concepts came.
Sir,
One of the donors I had met, he was on the board of Pratham, and I'm sure you know Pratham. They are very big in education field. And he asked me, "What else can you do?" And that time, I impromptu told him we can also do some development work. We can do some vermicompost and some of those things that Dr. Lalan Sharma ji had talked to me that
Yeah.
they wanted to do, but they didn't have funds. So I brought it out to his attention, and he immediately said, "I'll give you $30,000," was a very huge amount to do this thing. And so the Gramothan started.
Yeah.
So you said that there is development taking place, right? And we all are well aware that Ekal is evolving generation by generation. So earlier, Ekal Vidyalaya used to have slates and blackboards, and they were not well aware to technology, right? But
Right.
now they have tablets and computers to learn. So, do you think that technology is playing a huge role in developing the rural part of India, or we can say that developing Ekal Vidyalayas? Like, do you agree to my point? Do you have something to say about that?
Yes, it is transforming not only our children but the entire society.
Yeah, I was asking, so where do you think that more advancement can be done?
There is a lot of room. I have learned that uh, people are beginning to get digitally literate, and that's the call of the hour, to see each and every rural folks in those rural areas and tribal areas get digitally literate.
Right.
Very, very critical. Modi ji has been calling for all sorts of reforms, and that's what we need: digital education, digital literacy. India can move, Bharat can move. Like Modi ji and Shamji says, India, actually it is Bharat lives in the villages. And until villages get empowered, Bharat cannot be lifted up.
So, how
Yes.
do you ensure that organization is working fine in India as well? Do you frequently visit India to see that? And what is the, how do you check, keep a check?
Yes. So we have every month board meetings and a bunch of other meetings with Indian counterparts, and we go over all the developments. What are the things taking place? What have they transformed? What have they changed in their procedures? What are they working on? So we keep tab on everything, and most of these programs have been designed by us, and they look forward for our guidance. So, and then of course we visit India, like Ramesh Shaji visits Bharat extensively. He's there for 3 to 6 months at times.
That's so nice. Very
And
nice.
he goes to different places to ensure that things are working the way they should be working. And then we bring it to the attention of those concerned people. So, in that sense, while Ekal India is completely independent, yet they realize interdependence.
Right. So I would like to ask you one more thing. Since you run a very big organization in a very big country, so and you have proved that may it be the people of India or US, if the right information is passed, they enroll themselves into it. So, is there any message you would like to give our viewers about like how our small contribution can bring big impacts in the lives of poor or people living in rural India?
Actually, we say in this country every dollar counts.
Right.
It doesn't matter how small. You can make an impact with single dollar. Uh, you can see the power of dollar a day in this country. Small donations can make a huge impact on the lives of people.
Yes, I
Get
agree.
involved. That's the most important thing. Get involved. And once you give, and I have always felt, you feel so satisfied. They say giving brings happiness, joy, inner joy.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Immediately, you do not need a thank you from the other person.
so, do you want to add something for the yuva here, so that it the legacy passes on to the next generation well? So, how do you think you can connect? Just a message for them.
Yes, the country belongs to these yuvas. The future depends on the yuvas, and it is they who will transform the country. They are. So it's very important for them to get involved, right? When they are young in these activities.
So thank you so much for all these information and all the talks, sir. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much, Soumya ji and Isha ji.
So
It was
this
very lovely to chat with you both.
So this was Mr. Subhash Gupta, who has selflessly worked for the betterment and upliftment of society. In the next episode of Spotlight, we'll bring you such personalities who have dedicated their life for the welfare of the society. Till then, stay tuned to our channel Ekal Bharat and do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.